Jason Smith-Njigba set a new record for the Seahawks last year, and now he's set one for the league. Seattle star became the NFL's highest-paid wide receiver ever. Per ESPN's Adam Schefter, JSN and Seattle reached an agreement on a 4-year, $168.6 million contract extension, a deal that averages $42.15 million per year. Coming up at noon, the Mariners take on the Padres in the Cactus League finale. Listen live right here on Seattle Sports.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now.
Wake up, guys. JSN is rich. He got a massive extension this morning. 4 years, $168.6 million. That's $120 million in guarantee. What you guys want to know, though, is the yearly value, $42.15 million per year, the average annual value of that deal. Does it mean exactly $42 million against the cap every single year? No, but it does mean, Bump, that building out your roster and remaining deeply competitive does become trickier. First, your first reaction to this news.
Good for you, Jason. You deserve it. The best receiver in the league last year. And as you know, this is all about timing, right? When you have a season like the season he had and it's time to get paid, you are going to get paid. So, no, I wasn't surprised. I mean, we knew this was going to happen, right? It was inevitable. But good for him. It does make things a bit tougher when it comes to signing other guys and building your roster. But this is what happens when you have one of the best at his position, arguably the best at his position. So, no, my first reaction was, good job. Good for you, Jason. From
Spotrac, JSN's 4-year extension with Seattle makes him the highest average annual wide receiver in history. But from a percentage of the cap perspective, he's actually second still to Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase still counts for 14.42% of the cap. JSN at 13.9. Justin Jefferson there at 13.7. So what does all of this mean for trying to get back to a Super Bowl? Now, first of all, JSN is probably your most talented player on your roster. He was a first-team All-Pro, Offensive Player of the Year. You do not get to a Super Bowl without JSN last year. We all know that. I don't want to hear anything about, by the end of the season, you were looking at Ken Walker. The defense was so great. JSN had over 1,700 yards for your team. That is a big part of the reason that you were a Super Bowl winner. However, we all know that paying players makes things a little tough. So the other day, you and I were joined by ESPN's Ben Solak, and we said, hey, Ben, when you write up all these features like grading different, mega deals that are given out, how do you decide when it's worth it or not?
Whenever I see teams sign these market-setting deals, and in my opinion, it's a mistake or it's not necessarily the move, it's because they're paying elite prices for very good players. And that margin is just a margin that's so thin, you cannot be wasting your time around it. Seattle will be right to extend both of those top players. But, for example, when, the Steelers made DK Metcalf the fourth highest paid receiver in football, I was like, okay, Metcalf's not an elite receiver now. Metcalf's a very good receiver. You don't want to be paying top of the market for that second tier of players. So that's kind of where the hair gets split.
How are you guys feeling about it? Text in 866-979-3776. Bump. I'll tell you how another voice in sports is feeling about it, and I want to hear what you think about it. Evan Cohen on Sportsman-like.
Are they paying a wide receiver to make a quarterback great?
Does it matter because they won?
They're not paying the quarterback top of the market money.
Exactly.
So if I'm not going to pay Sam Darnold more money right now, the least I can do is pay his number one wide receiver, who was number one in most important receiving categories this season.
And does it matter if it results in a championship? If the end result is winning, does it matter? Who's elevating whom?
Well, this formula has not resulted in a championship. That formula did, the previous one. The question is whether or not this formula will result in a championship.
That's Evan Cohen at the beginning and end of that cut, Bump, saying, are the Seahawks paying a wide receiver to make a quarterback great?
No, you're paying a wide receiver what his value is off of what he did the previous season. I don't think it's about the quarterback. Obviously, it helps the quarterback, right? Sam Darnold wouldn't have the season that he had if he didn't have JSN over there. Imagine not having JSN on this football team. So, no, paying just athletes in general is tricky because you're paying them off of what they did, not what they're going to do, right? You're hoping that they continue the trend of being one of the best in the game. That's why you pay them. But no, you're paying JSN because JSN was the best receiver in the game last year. And you understand that this is going to help your quarterback. And you understand that you got your quarterback signed for another year, maybe 3 years. So you're going to need one of his weapons there. This is the toughest part about our job, honestly, is because people are going to devalue athletes, right? I think running backs are devalued. I think wideouts are probably overpaid. You know, a wideout doesn't make you a Super Bowl champion, that's for sure. It's about quarterbacks, it's about O-line, D-line, and then you sprinkle in everybody else in there. But it's hard to look at what he did and try to say that he shouldn't get the money that he's getting. No, he should be the highest paid receiver in the game because of his production. No, it's more about what JSN has done. And you understand that Sam Darnold needs JSN. But Sam Darnold and JSN don't win you championships. It's the collective, right? It's the O-line, it's the D-line, it's defense, it's linebackers, and all that stuff. But he's a special player, man, so you got to pay the man.
Chris Canty on that same show, on Sportsman, co-host of Evans, said that JSN makes – this is good news for the Seahawks overall.
Well, they gave him the budget of a small country, but I mean, I guess if you're not going to pay K9, you're going to pay your top playmaker on your offense. You're reallocating those resources. You said you couldn't afford a running back. John Snyder, their general manager, says you can find guys that can produce at that position, but what he's telling us by virtue of what they're paying JSN is that you can't find guys that can do what he does, which is be a playmaker in all three levels of the passing game for the Seattle offense. And JSN was explosive. He was a guy that was on track at one point in this season to win the Triple Crown and to reset the single season receiving record that was done by Calvin Johnson. So, yeah, I think this is money well placed. You got to find places to put the money. There is a salary cap floor when it comes to what teams have to spend. And parking $42 million a year in JSN is a good thing for the organization moving forward.
You're not going to pay Sam Darnold top money. You don't need to. You're not going to pay K9 top money. You didn't. I mean, look, it's not like it's either JSN or hang on to your quarterback right now.
Who's better, K9 or JSN?
JSN.
It's JSN. Like, he's the best player on your football team. The best player on your football team should be paid accordingly. So, yeah, I think it is money well spent. It does make things a bit more difficult when it comes to signing guys and building your roster. But every team has that guy. Every football team has the guy who makes things difficult to pay other guys. That's just how the business is. So before y'all jump on this text line hooting and hollering and screaming and saying, you shouldn't pay him that much money, every team does this. Every team has that guy. Jason is our guy.
Well, let's go back to Evan's point, right? Evan said, are the Seahawks paying a wide receiver to make a quarterback great? To which Chris and Michelle said, doesn't matter, they won a Super Bowl. And Evan said, and I'll throw this your way, Evan said, well, wait a minute. They haven't won a Super Bowl paying JSN. They won a Super Bowl last year. They won a Super Bowl last year when they weren't paying JSN. So can they do it now?
They can. Chances are they're not, though. Let's be real. Chances are the Seahawks are not going to win another Super Bowl, right? If you had to bet right now, Stacey, if you go down to Silver Reef Casino Resort, big ups, all right? You go to Silver Reef, you're going to bet that the Seahawks will win another Super Bowl?
Yeah, why not?
Probably not, right? But they could. This is just the cost of business, man. And you're right. You didn't pay him, and now you won a Super Bowl. You won a Super Bowl, and now you pay him. You pay him to keep him around. You pay him to keep your odds up, to keep your chances up of winning a Super Bowl.
You're less likely to win a Super Bowl without JSN.
Exactly. Like nothing's guaranteed in life, right? And it's unfortunate because some people are going to say or think that if you don't win the Super Bowl, then this contract was for nothing. No, this is the life of an NFL team, all right? You stay relevant. Stay relevant, and every now and then you might sneak one in and get yourself a Super Bowl. Unless you have a generational quarterback like Pat Mahomes or Tom Brady, then you're in it every single year. No, this is the reality of the league. So, no, I like this, man, and it's important that they pay him now because next year he will not be the highest paid receiver. There's going to be someone every year. This is going to change. So don't be a victim of the moment and just be like, oh, my God, why are we making him the highest paid? Simmer down. Puka might get more than him.
I was going to say it might change later this offseason. You think people are suddenly going to go, Rams aren't going to win. Yeah. No. They're still going to think the Rams are going to win a Super Bowl. Yeah.
Puka might get paid more than him tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Right.
So this was going to happen. I'm glad it got done. Now I think our focus needs to shift to Spoon. Now let's make sure Spoon's locked in.
You know what I think? I want to go back to the point that you made at the top, which is like, hey, it's hard to win a Super Bowl. And you were being very honest about that, and it wasn't a knock on the Seahawks. You were saying it's so incredibly difficult to get to and win a Super Bowl and it is also incredibly rare to win them back-to-back.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's just a fact. So I want to get to that point for just a second. I think that the Seahawks should be in the pool of teams that we're talking about that have a chance to do that this year, get to and win a Super Bowl. They've proven that they are good enough. They lost some talent, but they've still got so much of it. Great. They should be part of that conversation. Okay. But I think that sometimes what we do in sports media as a whole, and we do this as fans too, like if I wasn't in sports media, me and my friends would all be talking about this. We kind of try to add spice to a conversation that sometimes is pretty simple. It's hard to get to and win a Super Bowl. Your best bet to do it is to have a really complete team and the best quarterback and a great head coach. You can do it with variations of that. You don't have to have the best quarterback if you've got other pieces, right? But like, okay, that's the baseline. And then we try to add like a take to everything. For instance, not long ago, we heard Dominic Foxworth say that he feels like after signing Kyler Murray, the Minnesota Vikings, who are quite a complete team and certainly one of the better defenses in football, should be right up there with the Rams for a Super Bowl favorite. Well, hang on a minute. Justin Jefferson's getting a ton of money at wide receiver. How is that any different than paying JSN a ton of money? Oh, because we weren't talking about now it's like a cool take to talk about Kyler Murray to the Minnesota Vikings and kind of like, oh, what's like a cool angle to have? The angle I'm going to have is that suddenly the Vikings are going to get to and win a Super Bowl. Like it's sometimes it's entirely about timing and what we're talking about. It's cool right now. It's fair, but it's also cool right now to doubt that the Seahawks will get back there and then come up with reasons that they're not going to get back there. And the latest, following this morning's news, is going to be you're paying JSN too much money.
Yeah.
Okay, what was different before doing that? It was still going to be hard to get back.
It was the same conversation with Pat Mahomes, right? When he started getting, $50 million or something like that.
Accounting for a certain percentage.
You can't win a Super Bowl paying a guy the X amount of dollars. Yeah, you can. Does it make it more difficult? Yes. And that's where you trust in the GM of the year, John Schneider, my opinion, the coach of the year, Mike McDonald, to figure some things out, right? You gotta budget, man. You gotta figure it out. So no, it's this is standard practice, and he deserves this money. That's the thing I think people need to realize too. He deserves this. He was the best in the game last year. Going into the season, he will be a top 3, top 4 receiver in the game, so he should be paid accordingly. Whatever you do, Lil Bobby's dad, if you're listening right now, right? If you sit at a desk and you are just nice with the spreadsheets, right? If you're the best in the game, you should be paid accordingly. So why does it have to? I don't understand why people they kind of go against it when it's an athlete, right? They're like, oh, you shouldn't pay him that much. We don't need that guy. Yeah, you do. You need a top receiver. You need a good quarterback. You need a good defense. You need a lot of things to have a Super Bowl contending team. And Jason's a big piece. So, yeah, good for you, Jason.
A quick bit of breaking wide receiver news, not JSN news. The Seahawks are matching Jake Bobo's offer sheet from the Jags, Curtis.
Yeah.
Thank you. The report heading into the weekend was that the Jags had offered Jake Bobo and the Seahawks had 5 days to match that. He was a restricted free agent who'd been tendered, and so they've matched it. So it would appear that for right now, Jake Bobo.
Good for
staying
Bobo.
with Seattle. We'll see what ends up happening.
Keep him
there.
here. 19. He's 19, right? Number 19?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that'd be a 2-year, $5.5 million offer sheet. That's what the Jags had signed Bobo for. $4.5 million of that fully guaranteed, 1.75 signing bonus, 1.25 base for 26, $2 million base for 27, and then $1 million and a half in incentives. So maximum value is $7 million. That was Albert Breer who had all the details of it. And the Seahawks had until Wednesday to match, so they're doing so.
I want to get back to the text line for 2 more minutes here, Bump, before we keep it moving. Someone responding to you, they said, I'd like Bump's reasons why a team with a lot of returning players doesn't win the Super Bowl, which is not what Bump said.
No.
But I'll let you I'll let you respond to it while
just betting odds as the Hawks don't win. I didn't say they can't win a Super Bowl.
You said it's going to be hard for anyone.
It's just hard. It's hard, man, to go back to back. We don't see that often. We've seen it with the Patriots, and we saw it with the Chiefs in the last 25 years.
And the Seahawks went back-to-back but lost.
Yeah, it's just hard to do. I didn't say they couldn't do it. I just said if I had to bet, I wouldn't put my house on it. I don't know who I would bet on right now, honestly. Like, if you talk to the experts, the Rams are going to win the Super Bowl next year. So, no, it's just hard to do is what I meant. I didn't mean that they couldn't do it. It's just hard to do.
Well, and I think what Bump was saying, too, is, like, regardless of whether or not JSN signed this deal, it was always going to be difficult. So trying to say, oh, now how are they going to do it now that JSN signed? It's like, well, wait a minute. Like, it's very difficult to do no matter what. Your odds are better with better players on your team.
Yeah.
Is what Bump is ultimately saying. So kind of that people are making it a red herring argument.
I don't care. I don't care.
Let's get to headline rewrites.
Extra, extra, real
Headline rewrites.
We must make headlines.
The real story behind the headlines in today's news.
Powered by Bay Alarm Security Services.
With Bump and Stacy.
You're Mike McDonald. We did not care.
We did not care.
We did not care. Curtis.
Headline number 1, the Sweet 16 is set. Biggest upset of the weekend. Number 9, Iowa knocking off number 1, Florida. Here's how that finish sounded.
Sturks, bounce pass to the corner. Bulgaris for 3. Yo! Oh! Behind the play!
Florida's got no timeouts.
Iowa takes the lead by 1. Condon will inbound it to Lee. Lee across midcourt. Lee speeding toward the basket. Lee leaves it underneath. That's it! Iowa, for the first time since 1999, will head to the Sweet 16.
What's the real headline?
It would appear the clock has not struck midnight on March Madness Cinderella stories.
Big ups Maura Dooley. Her bracket is killing it right now.
99 percentile.
Her bracket is killing it right now. I was feeling myself until yesterday. I was like second. Now I'm like 8th in our pool over here. But no, it's been fun, man. I love the tournament all weekend. I just been parked in front of the TV watching games go down. Gonzaga. Every year they do this to you. All you Zag fans out there. Every year they break your heart. And I was not surprised. I was actually hosting I was an auctioneer this weekend for the first time in my life.
You were? How'd you like it?
Auctioneer. It was pretty fun.
Such an intimidating
It's fun. I mean, it was WSU crowd, so it was easy.
Yeah.
But I was doing this event, and the Zags go down while we're doing the event, and everyone's like, "Oh," I go, "Y'all really thought they're gonna do something?"
Oh no!
Like every year they do this to y'all. Like y'all really thought they was gonna do something. But no, that's the greatness of March Madness, man. I love it.
I have a question. We all knew the 1 seeds heading into this one. Duke, the most bet on team. The most chosen team in bracket pools to be able to go on in advance. They pulled ahead of TCU and it wasn't a thing, but 2 bad first halves against Siena and then later TCU. Is there any reason for you guys to think Duke won't actually win it all? And Curtis, I know I'm asking.
Well, they're down
fan,
one of their key contributors, a guy who averaged about 8 points a game this season. I read a stat. There have been 15 previous occurrences of a 1 seed winning a game by single digits against 16, and none of those 15 previous 1 seeds had ever gone on to win the national championship that year.
Oh.
So maybe a little indicative of just kind of like maybe this Duke team's not all it's cracked up to be.
Which team do you guys believe in most remaining?
The Dukies.
The Dukies still?
Yeah, I'm still riding with the Dukies, man.
I chose Duke in
that's why I picked to win. So
yeah, me
I'm
too.
riding with them.
I would say
which means you're still gonna beat me.
Of the 1 seeds so far, I think Michigan's had the best start to the tournament.
Yeah.
But Arizona, I mean, obviously coming from me, this is not going to sound surprising, but they've looked pretty good. They had a nice test against Utah State, pulled away at the end. That game against Arkansas is going to be a really hot matchup in the Sweet 16. I think whoever wins Arizona or Arkansas probably going to go to the Final Four out of that region.
What's next?
Headline rewrites.
Headline number 2, in addition to the JSN deal, the Seahawks exercised the 5th-year option on Devin Witherspoon. What's the real headline?
Breaking news, you don't get elite players for free.
No, got to pay for them. And this is money well spent with JSN and Devin Witherspoon. Again, we knew this was going to happen, right? They would be, if the Hawks lost Boye, K9, Kobe, Reek, and didn't get this done, both these deals done, we'd be sitting there shaking our heads. But we know that John and the gang are smarter than that. Congratulations to both these young men. They deserve it.
Yeah.
And they're just big pieces to what we got going over here. Need to focus on O-line, D-line, but you need the little skills on the outside.
What do you say to people who say, I would rather trade one of these guys and try to replace him than pay these 2 guys that much money? Both getting, JSN already getting a top-of-the-market deal, and presumably Devin going to do the same.
I'd say good luck. It's not that easy. I know John has made it look easy. Like, imagine being like a Browns fan or a Jets fan teams that are just always struggling, always trying to find a way with high draft picks as well, right? You get these high draft picks, but nothing's guaranteed. So when you have something, you got to hold on to it, pay these guys, and make sure they're here for the next 3 or 4.
What's next?
Headline rewrites.
Headline number 3, Team USA flag football blew out 3 teams quarterbacked by Tom Brady, Joe Burrow, and Jaden Daniels at the Fanatics Flag Football Classic. What's the real headline?
I never thought Joe Burrow and Jaden Daniels would look out of their element on a football field.
It's different out there, man. That 7-on-7, that flag football, it's a different game. Now, if these guys had months to prepare, right, if they actually trained for this, I feel like Joe and the gang would get it done, right? These professional football players. But USA flag team, they've been at this for a while now. There's little nuances about the game that they understand better than, the pros. So it's humbling. I kind of like it.
Me too.
I like for these guys to be humbled a bit by a 5'9" quarterback, 175 pounds, just dealing out there. Yeah, humble thyself. Get ready. If you want to be a part of this 2028 Olympic team, like Joe Burrow says he wants to be a part of, you got to put in some work.
I think it's always a good reminder, and I most of the time try to stay in my lane, but sometimes I unknowingly get out of my lane. And I think it's a good reminder to all of us that there are so many lanes, and you should really try to stay in yours when it comes to what you think someone's capable of, right? Like, I'm not going to sit here and start talking about how I think that, like, deep sea fishing, like that must be an easy job. No, it's not. It's actually incredibly dangerous. I'm not going to start to talk about it as if I know anything about it. Now, this is a horrible analogy, but what I'm saying is I think that we just see like, oh, this is a professional football player. Therefore, he must be able to do absolutely everything and be better at everything else. And it's like, well, these guys specialize in this. This is their lane. This is their lane. They live in that lane. They live and breathe flag football. It is different. And so shame on us for, first of all, not being football players in the first place, me, to sit here and just assume that like an NFL player is absolutely going to be able to do, flag football better than a guy who specializes in that. Like, I don't actually know what it takes to be a flag football player. I can't speak on that.
Like, are these guys better athletes? Yeah. But do they know this game the way these guys know this game? No, they don't. The movements are different. I love watching girls play flag football, and they're the best at this.
Yeah.
Like, when you're trying to grab their flag, they do like this little twist with their hips, right? That I've never done that move ever in my life. I could blow my knee out right now doing that thing. But they've done it, for years now, and that's all it is repetition. If these guys had a year to prepare Joe in the game, I think they'd probably get him. But they literally probably went out there 2 days, couple practices, and said, okay, let's go play some ball.
Part of it's a lack of knowledge too. I'm glad you mentioned girls flag football, because the bigger that becomes, not just in Washington State, and it's growing, but across the country, I think the more flag football people are going to watch, and you're going to start to pick up on the nuances and the differences, and you're going to start to go, like these are the assumptions that I made about this sport without actually knowing.
Yeah.
Oh, here I was getting out of my lane, talking about a job I don't do, and who I thought would be good at it.
It's football, but it ain't tackle.
Yeah, it's very different.
It's different.
You're listening to Bump and Stacy on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app. Coming up next, Randy talks Cal, an injury update on JP, and a possible extension coming soon, rounding up a newsy Mariners weekend.
Sure, it snowed like less than 2 weeks ago. But you could eat peanuts, Cracker Jacks, even fish and chips out of a souvenir ferry boat in any weather. Thursday, it's opening day for the Mariners.
Here at T-Mobile Park.
We're live from Soto all day with Bump and Stacy starting at 10. Then it's Wyman and Bob live from Hatback Bar and Grill starting at 2. Ahead of the Mariners and Guardians at 7:10. Listen wherever you are on the Seattle Sports app.
Bracket busted? Don't worry, Madness Maniacs, you still have a shot at winning. Head to seattlesports.com/win to fill out your 16-team bracket. It's not too late to join in on the fun. It's the Seattle Sports Bracket Bucks presented by Muckleshoot Casino Resort. And the winner of the 16-team competition will win a $500 Visa gift card. Register and find complete rules at seattlesports.com/win. Seattle Sports Bracket Bucks presented by Muckleshoot Casino Resort.
Opened in 1933, our family is still here, doing the right thing for your family.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Got a Tesla, EV, or hybrid that needs repairs or maintenance? Take it to the experts at A&M Auto Repair in Bellevue, the new dealer alternative for your EV or hybrid. Visit A&M Auto Repair at myevpros.com or call 425-96-EV-FIX.
We've all been there. Sleepless nights, mind racing, wondering if your business's security service is really protecting what matters. At Bay Alarm, we can put your security insecurities to bed. Video security, burglar alarms, fire alarms, access control, 24/7 monitoring, and more. Our advanced technology and personalized support ensure you can rest easy, knowing we're here for you, your people, and your business. Visit bayalarm.com to talk to a local security expert. Bay Alarm, we got you.
My perfect day has sand, salt water, and friends. But my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can take me out of the moment. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, most people saw 90% clearer skin, and many were even 100% plaque-free at 4 months. Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Not sure how to tackle your taxes? Are you sweating the small print? You may be experiencing FOMO, the fear of messing up. The answer? Using TurboTax on Intuit Credit Karma. They help you get your biggest refund, and then we help you do more with it, with a personalized plan designed to help you hit your money goals. It's time to take your taxes to the max. Start filing today in the Credit Karma app.
That sound? Yeah, that's not a good sign. Hey, it's Drew Brees, and when your car starts making noises like that, a big repair bill might be coming right at you. But with CarShield, you don't have to fear unexpected breakdowns. CarShield helps protect you from expensive auto repairs. I spent my career making tough calls, but this one is simple.
Visit carshield.com now and join the team that's helped millions of drivers save. Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at carshield.com.
Home of your Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks.
They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
Seattle Sports.
It's funny how you get used to things in not so ideal condition around the house. It's Dave Wyman here, and for me, it was old windows. After 20 years in our home, virtually every window had a broken seal. We got used to cold drafts, outside noises, and condensation. And if you're in the same boat, use this spring to say goodbye to the old, dreary windows and hello to your new exclusive windows from Harley Exteriors. Right now, they're having a spring cleaning sale to complete your home makeover. If you buy 10 windows, you can choose between 20% off your entire project or get a free door. On top of that, make 0 payments and accumulate 0 interest for up to 12 months for qualified buyers. Harley Exteriors windows are a massive upgrade, manufactured right here in the Pacific Northwest and exclusive to Harley Exteriors. Call 833-HARLEY, that's HARLEY, or go to harleyexteriors.com. Schedule your free consultation today at harleyexteriors.com.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Jackson Hewitt has a great tax prep deal, $149 or less. Missing out is like ignoring the check engine light in your car. You'll regret it. Seriously, the price is only $149 or less, no matter how complicated. So don't wait. Like when you get a password expires today alert, or you're shopping online and there's only one item left. It's like your taxes are in the cart. Just complete the purchase. Hurry! This deal for $149 or less is like your phone at 1%. It's about to power down. Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
How can you free your team from time-consuming office tasks? Amazon Business. Smart business buying tools enable buyers to find and purchase items fast so they can focus on strategy and growth. Free up your teams and focus on your future. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Rounding up a very newsy Mariners weekend. By the way, the Cactus League finale's coming your way at noon. We're going to send you there live. Mariners taking on the Padres right now. Let's get to some of the latest from the weekend. First, Randy Rosarena released a second statement, this one fully addressing the situation between he and Cal Raleigh. Quote, I understand that with opening day a few days away, I don't want it to be a distraction. Cal and I have talked, and I apologized for what I said after the game. Nothing in the WBC takes away from the fact that we are brothers and teammates. He's family, and we're both focused on helping the Mariners win the World Series. This is what Cal said on moving forward with Randy.
Yeah, I mean, we talked it out, and everything went great. And, Randy knows that I love him, and, he's a brother. And it's in the past, and, none of us are carrying this forward. And we're in a good spot. We talked it out. We were both sorry, and we both got in a good place. And we're both happy to be here, too. I mean, it was really good walking in the door and seeing everybody. And as fun as that was, it was nice to feel back here, feel like the family's all back together in a way. So
bygones are bygones.
It happens, man.
Did you need a statement? Did you need to?
I didn't.
I did.
Didn't. Because I've been on teams before and I understand this,
sure,
right?
Exactly.
I've had conflict with teammates, and you hug it out, you talk it out. It's like, all right. Even I might not even still like you the same way, but it's whatever now.
Yeah.
We still have a job to do. We're on the same team. We are brothers. We're gonna grind together, right? You're gonna spend 7-8 months together. Like, it is what it is. So no, I didn't need it, but I'm glad that it was out there for the people who did need it. People like Stacey Ross.
I'm not going to lie.
Who needed that.
My immature take, and I will fully admit this, is that I am conflict avoidant. I'm a people pleaser, and I've also been burned many times as a Mariners fan, and I read too much into bad news. All this, right? Like any little bit of bad news isn't just like, they'll get over it. It's an omen. So I needed it. I think Randy can be upset. People don't have to apologize for their feelings. Now, people can apologize for what they said and did, but, I didn't have an issue with Randy being upset, right? Okay, whatever. But I didn't like the vibes. I didn't like the vibes around this team about 2 weeks ago. It was interesting to talk about. I enjoyed talking about it because I always like a what would I do in this situation type conversation, but I didn't like it for the team, even though I thought, hey, I know in my big adult brain, I know that I know a number of athletes, including you, many former athletes that have this really rare ability to just put stuff aside and keep it moving. And I don't possess that, but I know athletes do. I trust that these guys can do that, but I still feel better. And I'll admit that. I read that statement from Randy, and I had to acknowledge, I feel better.
I feel better.
I feel better.
That's good. I mean, this is probably something that the organization likes too.
Mm-hmm.
Can we just put this thing away? The Martinezes of the world, they chime in, they listen to our show every now and then, and I'm sure they're like, dang it, I wish Bump and Stacy would just stop talking about this because it's not a big deal.
It was the biggest story.
They're gonna be fine, but no, it's our team. It's two of our best players.
Yeah.
We are going to talk about this. So I think more so for the organization, they're like, okay,
sure,
put this to bed.
Yes,
they're good now. You can move forward. Anyone who's been on the team before understands that things like this happen. Things like this happen, but the way that it happened is what made it all spicy.
Mm-hmm.
Randy going to the media and saying the things that he said and the way that he said it passionately is what made this such a big deal. So we can't ignore it.
Yeah.
But no, I'm glad that it's over and we can just focus on trying to win the AL West.
Next up on the docket, I feel like I'm having a Mariners meeting. Okay, next up on the docket, J.P. Crawford will likely start the season on the IL, which we had all kind of assumed, but Colt Emerson will begin the year in AAA Tacoma. So anyone thinking that day one, opening day, game one, Colt's going to be out there starting shortstop, looking very much like it'll be Leo Rivas.
Yeah. We anticipated this. Everyone that we've spoken to covers baseball agree that it probably should be Rivas. There's no reason to rush Colt out there.
Mm-hmm.
There's no reason to do that. As much as I want to see him, as much as the fans want to see him, You got to go with a veteran who's been there and who's done that and who's come through clutch. Like, I understand that Emerson's ceiling is way higher than Rivas's, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Rivas has had his moments on this squad. So I'm okay with going to Rivas. I'm excited for him. That's got to be cool. I know it's unfortunate for JP, but for Rivas, like, imagine like opening day, I'm on the roster. I'm going to be running out there, getting my name called out. I think it's a big deal for him.
I do too. I mean, like, look, JP's coming back.
Yeah.
So,
I'll be back.
Okay, next up. We got updates on your backup catcher. It's officially going to be Mitch Garver. Here's Dan Wilson.
Yeah, I mean, I think the decisions here at the end of the year are tough. These guys have put so much work in and really pushed themselves to get to this point. And, that's been a spot that's obviously made for a difficult decision too. But I think the driving factor is what makes us better. Garver's had a great camp. I thought he swung the bat well, especially lately. And what he does for us, or what we've seen from him over the past is, he makes that pitching staff better and challenges them too. So I think it's been a good camp for Garv, and it's good to see that he's put in that work and continues to push us.
When he's getting paid like a backup catcher, I've never had an issue with him as a backup catcher.
It was like $12 million you was struggling with.
Then it was tough. When you were like, middle of the lineup, like kind of pop that you're adding,
Yeah.
and then you weren't adding that.
No, we knew this was it. I mean, we heard Cal was part of the whole process of recruiting Mitch and making sure that he was here. And he has a relationship with the pitching staff already. He's a veteran.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I'm with you. At this number, I'm good.
Yeah.
Last year was something else.
I know. I think that people, because Garver was initially getting paid so much and felt like a letdown because of that, there were people that were like, why is he here at all? As a backup catcher, he's perfectly serviceable.
Yeah.
Like, that's what you want. You want a guy that has an established relationship with your pitchers, a good relationship. Wasn't he, Curtis, was he the go-to guy for, not go-to guy, but like Kirby worked with him a ton and like.
Yeah, that was 2 years ago.
2 years ago, thank you.
Yeah, he's had his guys.
Yeah, like he knows your guys. He knows your pitching staff. Is anyone expecting 25, 30 home runs from your backup catcher? I'm not. I'm absolutely not. This is okay for me. So no issues with this lineup decision, or excuse me, with this roster decision from Dan. Last one here. Jerry DiPoto talked with MLB Network Radio, and when asked whether they're working on any contract extensions.
You're always trying, and we certainly had those conversations during the course of this spring, and you never know. You guys have done this a long time. Sometimes you feel like you're close to something and in the red zone and it evaporates on you, and other times you feel like you're 100 yards away and you get something done in a couple of days. So I would say that I'm hopeful, but I'd say it's also unlikely. But we're working on a number of things, and the likelihood of us doing something long-term with one or more of our players in the foreseeable future is pretty high. The likelihood of it being between now and opening day is a little bit tougher, I guess, task to fill.
All right, so maybe not between now and Thursday. Fine, Jerry, I can accept that. But, Bump, any intriguing candidate for you when it comes to getting a long-term extension done sometime relatively soon?
Who would I like?
Yeah.
I mean, Cal got done. Julio got done. Well, how long has it been?
I'm looking at Logan.
Yeah, I got to go Lolo. I'm with Lolo.
Lolo?
Yeah.
Just think about it. Opening day starter, and then maybe not long after you get your extension.
Yeah, that looks good. Yeah, sure. I'll ride with you.
Well, and Logan's been on our airwaves before. It was in an interview a while back with Wyman and Bob when he was like, look, if I could be on a team and me and Cal get to play together for the entirety of my career, phenomenal. It was when Cal signed his extension a couple years ago. But he was like that in an ideal world, I get a pitch here and Cal's my catcher and I'd love to sign an extension here. And then we were wondering at the time, when does Logan get his? And hasn't happened yet.
It sounds good. I would love – it's rare that you get to be with one team your whole career. It's rare, but Logan could be one of those guys, and I'd support 100%.
You're listening to Bump and Stacy on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app. Coming up next, we keep hearing that NILs brought the end of the Cinderella story in March Madness, but is that actually true?
The sounds of spring have already begun.
Mariners spring training, best week of our year.
But if you listen close enough, you can still hear echoes of last fall.
And the Mariners are going to play for the American League Championship.
These guys raise the bar.
This isn't a fun, cute story anymore. This is who we want to be.
You guys ready?
Thursday night, the Mariners host the Guardians on opening day at T-Mobile Park. Hear every pitch wherever you are on the Seattle Sports app.
Do you have a car sitting around collecting dust? Well, turn that car into cash at Wayscar Ford in Auburn with their vehicle profit sharing program. Here's what makes it different than anywhere else. Not only will they purchase your vehicle today and pay you right up front, but it gets better because once they resell your old car, they share 50% of that profit with you. I caught up with my friend Mark Clymer at Wayscar Ford in Auburn. He said customers are loving it. They're getting top dollar for their car up front. They're getting paid right now. And the best part is that when Mark and his team resell that vehicle, their customer is getting 50% of the profit. And that 50% has now amounted to over $1 million shared with customers. It's going so well because, frankly, less and less people are comfortable trying to sell a car themselves. Wayscar Ford offers a way to get a lot more money for your car without needing to go through all the hassle and potential scams trying to sell it yourself. It's only at Wayscar Ford Isuzu in Auburn, wayscarford.com.
Old windows cost you money and security. Lake Washington Windows and Doors installs energy-efficient, high-security windows that lower your bills and increase protection. With leak armor installation and lifetime warranties, you're protected for life. Choose LakeWashingtonWindows.com today.
Olympic Hot Tub has terrific ways to achieve total wellness at home. Saltwater hot tubs, swim spas, saunas, and cold plunges, all waiting for you. See our current specials with exciting savings at OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877-CARS-4-KIDS to speak to a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Go to carsforkids.org now, or call 877-CARS-4-KIDS to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K.
Underestimating the trucking industry is one of the biggest mistakes I see victims and other lawyers make. Trucking companies have an army of lawyers and experts who act quickly after an accident to protect the company. Only an experienced trucking accident lawyer can navigate the complicated federal and state laws to protect your rights. If you or a loved one has been injured in a trucking accident, call Davis Law Group today for a free consultation or get my free book on trucking accident law at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
Home is more than a place to live. It's where the best of life unfolds, where possibility sparks, where community grows, where lives take shape. At the Master Builders Association of King and Snohomish Counties, that belief drives the work our builders, remodelers, and tradespeople do every day. Because when we build more homes, we're building so much more than housing. We're making room for what matters most. Learn more at roomforwhatmatters.com.
Home of your Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks.
They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
Seattle Sports.
Drew Brees here. Whether you're on the field or on the road, having the right team on your side makes all the difference. I learned that the hard way. On the field, you don't go anywhere without a solid O-line. And when your car breaks down, you want that same kind of protection. That's why I trust CarShield. Their protection plans help you tackle expensive repairs so that you're not blindsided.
Visit carshield.com now and join the team that's helped millions of drivers save. Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at carshield.com.
You could file your taxes on a basic free service, which is fine. But are you okay with fine? Because when it's your money on the line, do you really want to guess if you missed a credit or hope the math is right? Get the confidence of TurboTax for free right on the Intuit Credit Karma app. Free Fed and free state for simple 1040s only. Around 37% of filers qualify. See details at turbotax.com/free. No schedules except for EITC, CTC, student loan interest, and Schedule 1A. Are you stuck staring at your W-2? Are tax refund worries holding you back? You probably have FOMO, the fear of messing up. The fix? Using TurboTax on Intuit Credit Karma. They find every credit and deduction to help you get every refund dollar you deserve, or your money back. It's time to overcome your fear of messing up and get your taxes done right. Start filing today in the Credit Karma app.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Annie's first oil change wasn't as hard as she thought because she went to AutoZone, where a friendly AutoZoner helped her find the right oil and save on an oil filter. He explained the job and showed her free how-tos on AutoZone.com. When she was done, AutoZone recycled her old oil for free. No hassles, just help. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
What's real and what's not with concerns about college athletics in 2026? We're focusing primarily on college hoops here, obviously, with March Madness, but you can extend this to most things. So first, what inspired this is a bit of sound. I'm going to start with 3 cuts here. Arizona head coach Tommy Lloyd talked about the growing gap between mid-majors and power programs.
You know, I came from a program that was a mid-major program that made itself into a major program, and I think that parity is great for the game, but things change, and you know, I think once finances become part of it, there's going to be a breaking point for some of the lesser programs that just don't have the finances, and I think that's just a obvious statement.
Okay, so that's 1 of 3. Let's go 2 of 3. John Calipari, Arkansas head coach, talking about what really wins titles.
Administrations win championships. Coaches win games. In this era of NIL and all the other stuff, I'm telling you, if you're not totally into it and they're not committed, you're not winning now. You just can't.
Last one here. I promise these are all related. Tom Izzo, Michigan State head coach.
So my energy is because deep down, I respect the guys that left. I understand why some of them did. I appreciate what my boss told me a long time ago. Your job is to be a steward of the game. I don't think right now enough coaches are standing up to be stewards of the game, and the steward of the game means to try to do what's best for a player. And we'll see as time goes, but right now, at least for another week, I'm still hanging in there, man. Not going anywhere. Not going anywhere.
Okay, so we have heard from Tommy Lloyd, John Calipari, and Tom Izzo. All of them asked about how college hoops are changing, and every single question was focused, obviously, on NIL and how that's impacting things. And you heard 3 different answers, but a bit of insight from these head coaches about what winning takes now. So now my question for you, and Curtis, I know that you feel strongly about this too as a diehard college hoops fan. What's really changing? Like when we're talking about NIL and when we're talking about what's different about college sports now, and let's focus on March Madness for the sake of relevancy. What's true and what's not? Like what are these guys really saying?
Well, to answer your question, what's changing?
Yeah.
Commitment, right? Like seeing something through is changing because athletes are being influenced by dollars, and you can't blame them for it either. Like if I'm at a mid-major and this one school is going to offer me $1 million a dip, I'm going to dip. I'm going to take that money. I'm going to go. How does this hurt the mid-majors though? Is that there's no consistency, but I don't think it's just the mid-majors. Like all of these schools are dealing with the same thing. Is every year your roster looks different, and that happens. Typically back in my day, it happened when a senior graduates, you know what I mean? Or unfortunately a kid like flunks out of school or something like that.
Sure, but more natural endings of careers.
Now it's like they're being poached and they're being taken. And a school like Gonzaga, which is considered a mid-major, which is crazy to me. I just looked up the top 25 mid-majors and they had Gonzaga as one of them, I guess. It's just hard to have a solid foundation to your program. Your foundation are kids who aren't good enough to get poached by these guys. Lil Bobby, 5'11", 180, and he goes to Miami of Ohio. He's going to stay there. But that 6'6" kid who has potential, he's going to dip. So it's going to make it harder for these schools to get into the tournament because they don't have that foundation that we're used to having. We still saw Gonzaga, Miami of Ohio, Santa Clara, St. Mary's was in there, High Point, McNeese. Like there are some guys or some schools that are going to, they're always going to be around, but it's just harder for them because they don't have the funds that these other schools have to go and get that talent. And once they have that talent is dipping. I was at WSU event this weekend, and we were talking about that. Like, we just have to embrace who we are now. Come to WSU, we'll get you right, and we'll get you out.
Yeah, we'll kickstart your eventual Heisman campaign.
Yeah.
And then, Curtis, you saw a crazy graphic kind of talking about that, the moving around of so many players.
Yeah, I mean, very few of these Sweet 16 teams have a fully homegrown roster. I believe Michigan State is the only Sweet 16 team where their starting five is entirely recruited by Michigan State and like came in as freshmen and are still there now. Arizona was the only other team that had 4 starters in their starting five that were homegrown, which is interesting because Arizona is the only guy in their starting lineup that is a transfer player. Just happened to be the Big 12 Player of the Year this year, and Jaden Bradley. So it's weird in that, yes, you kind of have to have like some homegrown guys, but I do think a lot of these teams are just kind of throwing their NIL money around at the first taker, whereas I think if you're a little more selective about who you hand it to, you could probably get a better result out of it. I know Michigan, their best player, Yaxel Lendeborg, he is a transfer from UAB and is definitely going to the league after this. But that was a huge addition that they made heading into this season. And obviously it's paying huge dividends for them as they've blown out 2 teams here in the tournament.
Now that's what's real, right? What's real, and this is applies to football as well. Bump talking about Wazoo and in hoops as well, but in struggling with that. What's real is the movement that guys are going to having, the transfer portal and the impact, and that's more than just NIL, but NIL further incentivizes guys to hit the transfer portal. What's not real to me, and guys tell me if I'm wrong, is the idea that Cinderella stories just aren't going to exist anymore. We just saw number 9 Iowa upset number 1 Florida.
Oh, it's still going to happen, especially in hoops. In hoops, man, that's why the tournament is so great. It's because basketball is such a streaky sport, or you can get hot for a half, and you'll have this dude, number 99, I'll never forget his name, Chase Johnston, High Point, right?
Ball out.
Who just gets hot, and there's nothing you can do about it. So I think you'll still have some Cinderella stories. You'll still have some first, second round upsets. But I think that it's just it's harder for those mid-majors to be as consistent. I think we might see a bit more diversity when it comes to these mid-majors hopping in and upsetting some teams.
Well, and Curtis, you said credit to the committee as well for more correctly seeding teams now.
We hate to admit it when the committee gets it right, because look, we had this same conversation around the college football playoff. We didn't want to admit that Miami was worthy of being in the field, and yet they played for a national championship. They won 3 games to get there. Like when the tournament breaks out the way that it is broken out, where you have so many high-seeded teams in the Sweet 16, that's the committee getting it right. Like there's no other way to spin it other than they made the right calls in getting these teams where they were seated.
I hate to hand it to them.
I know you don't want to. It's awful because Cinderellas make the tournament what it is. That's the madness part of March Madness, is when 13 seeds, 14 seeds, 15 seeds, the occasional 16 seed wins and spoils everybody's bracket. Like that's one of the coolest aspects of this tournament is like, anybody has a shot at winning this thing. But I don't necessarily think this is the end of Cinderella because, as we pointed out, Iowa, a 9 seed, just knocked off a 1 seed in Florida. An 11-seeded Texas team is on the way to the Sweet 16. So it's not like this tournament has been completely devoid of upsets. I mean, 2 of the best wins in the first round were High Point and VCU. Mm-hmm. So there's just, I guess the names attached to the Cinderellas this year are different than what we've expected in the past, because normally those 11 seeds, those 12 seeds, those 13 seeds aren't Texas. They aren't Iowa.
Right.
They're the high points of the world.
Yeah. We could keep talking about this endlessly. Conversation for another day, right? About the way that NIL is and then, frankly, isn't changing college sports. All right. Back to the Seahawks and the offseason with Pro Football Focus lead draft analyst Trevor Sikkema next.
Sure, it snowed like less than 2 weeks ago, but you could eat peanuts, Cracker Jacks, even fish and chips out of a souvenir ferry boat in any weather. Thursday, it's opening day for the Mariners.
Here at T-Mobile Park.
We're live from Soto all day with Bump and Stacy starting at 10. Then it's Wyman and Bob live from Hatback Bar and Grill starting at 2. Ahead of the Mariners and Guardians at 7:10. Listen wherever you are on the Seattle Sports app.
Hey, Brock Hewitt here for my friends at People Come First, or PCF Construction Group. Spring and summer, it's right around the corner. So if you haven't called PCF about getting started on your new deck, well, right now is the time. With a patio cover, heater, and fireplace from PCF, you can enjoy your outdoor deck or patio all year long. And right now, you can get up to $6,000 off your entire project, plus no payments and no interest until 2027. Save an additional $1,500 when you bundle your deck and patio cover. Some restrictions do apply, but do what we did. Contact PCF for all the details and start planning and designing your dream deck now so you're ready to build by the spring. Planning and permits, they can take a little time, so please don't wait. Get started today. Get project ideas, browse photos, and find all the offer details at PCFgroup.com. That's PCFgroup.com.
Making your outdoor space with People Come First.
Life's expensive enough, isn't it? Groceries, gas, kids' activities. Sometimes your roof needs replacing, but your budget says not now. Hi, I'm Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. We want to help with an offer to lift that weight off your shoulders. Get 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for up to 24 months. Or save up to $3,000 on a new roof today. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com.
Bracket busted? Don't worry, Madness Maniacs, you still have a shot at winning. Head to seattlesports.com/win to fill out your 16-team bracket. It's not too late to join in on the fun. It's the Seattle Sports Bracket Bucks presented by Muckleshoot Casino Resort. And the winner of the 16-team competition will win a $500 Visa gift card. Register and find complete rules at seattlesports.com/win. Seattle Sports Bracket Bucks presented by Muckleshoot Casino Resort.
Need some TLC for your hybrid or EV? A&M Auto Repair in Bellevue gives you fast, cost-effective, guaranteed service. Go to myevpros.com or call 425-96-EV-FIX. A&M Auto Repair treats you fair and square.
This might be the most surprising statistic I've shared in decades of doing local news. More than 75% of commuters will be involved in a car accident at some point. JP Pendergast of Pendergast Law with more.
What makes it more surprising? The average person will be involved in 3 to 4 collisions in their lifetime.
With accidents unbelievably prevalent, what are some safety tips if it happens to you?
Safety first. Secondary collisions are not uncommon while awaiting help. Turn on those hazards and remain in a safe place. If a bystander witnessed the accident, capture their information and encourage them to remain at the scene. Seek medical attention immediately if needed, as delaying can be a costly mistake. Lastly, remember that statements made to police and insurance adjusters can affect your case.
Collisions are more common than we'd like to think. If you find yourself in one, follow these helpful tips and then call my friends at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one's injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
PendergastLaw.com.
Lee Johnson Auto Family.
The best path at that point was to stop for the night, and you go home and take a breath. She came back in the morning and bought the car. She was way happier.
The LJ way.
There's nothing better than having a big fish on your line. Make this the year you take that unforgettable fishing trip to Queen Charlotte Lodge. Time is running out for summer bookings. Experience a luxury resort and amazing fishing with your buddies, family, father, or son. King salmon runs, halibut, and lingcod are always plentiful. Book your stay at fishqcl.com and use code ESPN. Experience fishing first class. Experience fishqcl.com.
We just want to have enough money for retirement.
And travel to visit our grandchildren.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we start by getting to know each other, so I can learn about your family, lifestyle, goals and needs, allowing us to tailor your portfolio.
What about commission-based products?
We don't sell those. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in your best interest.
So how do your management fees work?
We have a simple management fee based on the value of your portfolio. So we do better when you do better.
We appreciate that kind of transparency.
We also check in with you regularly to keep you up to date on the markets and your portfolio.
Well, what other services do you offer?
As a client, you have access to resources on investing, financial planning, estate planning, Social Security, Medicare, and more.
Wow, sounds like Fisher Investments has everything we need.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
The countdown is on.
Just 3 days until opening day, Thursday, against the Guardians at T-Mobile Park. First pitch at 7:10.
On the home of the American League West champion Mariners, KIRO AM Seattle. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
Jackson Smith-Njigba set a new record for the Seahawks last year, and now he's set one for the league. Seattle star became the NFL's highest-paid wide receiver ever. Per ESPN's Adam Schefter, JSN and Seattle reached an agreement on a 4-year, $168.6 million contract extension, a deal that averages $42.15 million per year. Coming up at noon, the Mariners take on the Padres in the Cactus League finale. Listen live right here on Seattle Sports.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross. Here we go now.
Pro Football Focus lead draft analyst Trevor Sikkema joining us now on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. Trevor, we do have off-season questions, including draft questions to get to for Seattle. But before we do, as you know, news breaking this morning, the Seahawks signing Jackson Smith-Njigba to that 4-year, $168.6 million contract extension. My question isn't like, hey, isn't he great? Doesn't he deserve it? Because that's kind of boring. But rather, how does this add a wrinkle to team building? And do you think it's always worth it when you've got a player like this?
Yeah, I think the answer to the second part of that question is no. It's not always worth it. You have to make sure that you have a player who you can utilize in a lot of different ways, who can be a constant for you really no matter what. I think that when you look at some of the most highest paid receivers in the NFL, it's not that these guys aren't good, but once you start to sign them to contracts like this where they're taking over 10% of the team's entire salary cap, you really have to be smart with the rest of your team building, because there's a couple of examples of players who are making a lot of money like that who their teams aren't very good. So to me, it's not that is this player worth it. I think Jackson Smith-Njigba is showing that whatever the market is for a wide receiver in the NFL, he's right there at the top of the list. So this happens to be a market-setting deal, of course, but now it's on you to make sure that you are taking advantage specifically of a lot of rookie contracts that you've got over the next couple of years to make it worth it, because that's the whole team building scenario and equation. Is it's always a mix of guys who are getting paid on their second and third contracts versus guys that you're getting hopefully premium value for at premium positions who are on rookie deals. So that's where drafting, when you get into this portion of your team building where you really nail the draft, but now comes the time where you have to pay these guys more money, the equation just becomes more of an emphasis on, okay, now you have to draft once again really well to make sure that you're complementing it. So I agree, like the whole how you approach it, like is Jackson Smith-Njigba a good football player? Yes, he is. Does he deserve to be at the very top of the market for wide receivers? Yes, he does. But now it really is even more of paramount importance for John Schneider to be able to nail on those draft picks, because now you've got so much salary cap going to one certain position.
It was a waiting game for me. I'm thinking, all right, well, is Puka going to get paid first, or is Jason going to get paid first? Obviously, it's Jace. And where do you think Puka comes in when it's time for him to get his money?
Yeah, I mean, basically the same deal, right? I mean, like, it's probably going to be something where every agent's really great at that. Like, hey, I'll take that deal plus a penny more so I can make sure that I say that my guy is the highest paid wide receiver in the NFL. It's going to be similar, right? And I think that you're probably in a situation where the Rams, they're in an interesting spot similar to Seattle, where their foot's on the gas, really. They know that they're Super Bowl contenders, and they're trying to maximize everything about their salary cap and the draft picks that they have. I think it's interesting, trading for other veterans out there. Like, there was still conversation about them being interested in A.J. Brown, right? Well, all of a sudden, like, if you're interested in A.J. Brown and you're going to acquire A.J. Brown, well, now it's a little bit different of a conversation of the timing of when Puka Nacua gets his deal and what that looks like, how it's structured. So it makes sense that the Rams are waiting on all of that, because I don't think they're done adding veterans. So you've kind of got to get the full picture of what the veteran contracts are going to be, what they're going to look like, and how much money you're allocating to veterans. And then you can say to Nacua, like, hey, okay, the guarantees on your deal or the overall number on your deal isn't going to change. We've just got to move it around a little bit differently to make sure you're getting your money at different times that benefits the team being able to be Super Bowl favorites next year. So, to answer your original question, it'll be around the same that JSN is. You know, I think that just because this is always how it goes, when one guy resets the market, the next guy wants to reset the market. So I think it might be a little bit higher than JSN's, but it'll be around that ballpark for sure.
Would you have given JSN this contract? I couldn't tell based on your answer if you were like, look, I don't find the same amount of value paying, players that much money, or if you're like, hey, this is, just part of the game and you got to figure it out.
I think that, I think there's a world where, yeah, it's worth it for you, but it's a tough question for me to answer sort of on the outside of things because of the free agency that the Seahawks had, where they're losing a good amount of the talent that they had on the Super Bowl team last year. And I would tell you that if you firmly believe that you're still within that Super Bowl window while you've got Sam Darnold on that contract that he had previously, then yeah, I think that he's worth it for you, because anytime you have an opportunity to really go get a Super Bowl trophy, that's worth it. But if you're in any shape or form towards a little bit of a step back, or you just think that that's where your team's going, then no, I think that that would open the door for me to. It's weird because let's say the Seattle Seahawks let Jackson Smith-Njigba walk. It's like unprecedented, right? Like that's crazy. That would never happen. So it's almost a little weird to say no, it wouldn't be worth it, because there's just not really a world where that would have been the case. But they have to really believe that they are still firmly in that Super Bowl window. And as long as they do, because they've got some other interesting contracts that they've got to sign extensions for on some really good players. And, Devon Witherspoon obviously being one of them. And then Sam Darnold eventually will be another that you've got to get another deal done with him. And so you've just got to be able to plan and think about those things. And it just comes down to, again, what I said before, they've got to really hit on premium picks in the draft in order for all of this stuff to be worth it.
Do you think they're still in a Super Bowl window?
I do, but it's really tough looking at the Rams going into next year, right? Because I would tell you that the Rams are the Super Bowl favorites next year, and I would say that without question.
Why without question?
I have a lot of confidence. Just because I look at the roster of what they were last year and how close the Seahawks and the Rams were. Like that NFC Championship game, that was a Super Bowl. We all knew it. Sure. We all knew that was the Super Bowl because those two teams were so close. Well, in this offseason, the Rams have got aggressively better, and I think the Seahawks have objectively versus what they were last year taken a step back. I mean, even from the players that they were able to re-sign, you're losing Kenneth Walker, who was a major part of your team and how things go. You're losing Clint Kubiak, which is obviously a major factor towards a change towards your team, and you just don't know exactly what it's going to be next season. So that's why you're in a situation where, the 49ers, they were bit by the injury bug hard because it feels like they are constantly, but you look at them being a force in their division. You look at the Rams, who I think are Super Bowl favorites. Obviously, those teams in the NFC North as well, with the Chicago Bears, and Minnesota's going to be better. Green Bay's right there. The Detroit Lions, I still think, are going to be a really good football team. And so the NFC is stacked again. And I think Seattle was absolutely the best team in the NFL last year, and they deserve to win a Super Bowl. But for this upcoming season, they would not be my pick to win the Super Bowl again, just because I think the Rams are, even off the top of my head, just one team that I would take ahead of them because of how aggressive they were to get a little bit better, knowing how close they were, because I believe that they were the second best team right behind Seattle last season.
No, I get it. I mean, I understand that the Rams have done some things that the Hawks haven't been able to do. You lose K9, Boyamafe, Reek, Kobe Bryant. But I think the question that needs to be answered over here is, what do you do at running back? When you look at this draft and the talent that's there, do you feel like there's a player or two that the Hawks can draft at the RB spot and not fill the void of K9, but slot a guy in there to compete.
Yeah, no, I think there is absolutely a world where that is the case. I mean, I look at a guy who's right in the backyard of what's going on in Seattle with Jonah Coleman there with the Washington Huskies, and this is somebody who, man, I feel like he's trending towards being more of like a third-round pick at this point. But, I mean, when you watch how he's played college football over the last couple of years, yeah, sure, the 40-yard dash isn't going to blow you away. He's not going to be somebody who's going to get you, 50, 60-yard runs, but I mean, who cares? I mean, we're sitting here talking about the Rams. Look at what Kyron Williams is, right? Kyron's not somebody who's going to break open a ton of, 40, 50, 60-yard runs, but he's going to get you 4 yards per carry basically every single time he touches the football. I wonder if Jonah Coleman's kind of that same way. And I think when we talk about, running backs, I think explosive plays and big playability always, gets people's attention. But my personal philosophy is I'd much rather have a guy who, turns a 2.5-yard run into a 4-yard run, a 4-yard run into a 5.5-yard run, a 6-yard run into a 9-yard run, just because of what he could do after contact, the balance that he has, how he can make guys miss. Like, that's the kind of running back I want on my team. And when I look at like Zach Charbonnet on the team and, with them, signing Emmanuel Wilson, like, okay, you got George Filani who could play the third down role as well. Like, you've got some guys on that team who can carry the rock and you're all right with it, but you need somebody who's more steady. So I look at Jonah Coleman as that player is to say he's the one that I would go after, that I've got a ton of confidence in. After him, there's some later players I like in day three. If you can get a Seth McGowan from Kentucky, I think he's a good flyer to take. Le'Veon Moss from Texas A&M, Jaden Ott from Oklahoma. These are some names that I feel are a little bit undervalued for where they're going in mock drafts and where they are on the consensus board. But I definitely think there is a running back who could be a difference maker for them. And I think that they can find a player where they maybe don't have to use that back end of the first round, back end of the second round pick on one.
This might be a very related answer to that in terms of continuing to add to that running back room. But Trevor, what would the Seahawks have to do for you to have the faith in them that you do in the Rams outside of have Matthew Stafford and Sean McVay?
Yeah, I think it really just comes down to what do they look like in really the first half of the season, because I still think that, I want to be very clear, I still think this is going to be a very good football team. Mike McDaniel is one of the best head coaches, or Mike McDonald, is one of the best head coaches in the NFL. And I've just honestly got to see what that offense is like with some different changes, a different voice in the room with Brian Fleury. And it's going to be a little bit of an up and down thing. But for me, the question about the Seahawks is more of, can they survive that first half of the season, right? Because they're going to be going up against a really tough schedule when it comes to their own division, and then obviously being a first-place schedule team in the NFL. So they're going to have a tough schedule. Can you survive the first half of the season, and then can you get to the second half and make the adjustments that you want to? I think the answer to that question of is Seattle going to be legitimate contenders again, I don't think we get that until week 14, 15 of next season, because I don't think they're going to come out of the gate and look bad. It's just a matter of, this is going to be a good football team. What's the ceiling, right? Are they a wild card team? Are they a divisional round team? Are they a legitimate Super Bowl team? And I think you get a much clearer answer to that when you get to week 14, week 15 of the season, because you're hopefully hitting your stride at that point.
Is there a sleeper? Do you feel like there's a team that, the Rams aren't a sleeper, but a team that has made some moves this offseason that you feel like will be contenders this year?
Yeah, I like legitimate contenders. I think the Chargers are obviously a team that could be poised to take a next step. I felt like the injuries really hit them last year. I think they're going to be better this season. I think they are going to bounce back in a pretty big way. If Dallas has a decent draft, specifically, filling the holes at like middle linebacker, getting an extra secondary player in there, I do like some of the changes that Dallas has made. I think Cincinnati's obviously got a chance to be a lot better of a football team than they were. I don't really have a deep sleeper outside of those teams, but I do think that those are the organizations where I look at them last year. Washington could be as well. I'm a big Dan Quinn guy, so I'm always going to have some faith in Dan Quinn. And if you get a healthy Jaden Daniels, maybe everything's a little bit different, but they still got work to do to get younger and get more impactful players in the draft before I announce that. But those are a handful of teams where I think they were kind of on the bubble a little bit last year where they were close, where I think they could take a major step up and maybe be contenders this year.
Hey, I have kind of a weird question, so I apologize because it's I'm putting you on the spot. It's a complicated answer. Seattle, for the longest time, found themselves kind of where the Bills have lamented about being, which is you're not good enough to win a Super Bowl, but you're not so bad that you're racking up good draft picks. So they would get like one shot, as you know, Trevor, at 25th overall, and then it wouldn't work out. And then they make the Russell Wilson trade. They make some other great draft moves, and all of a sudden they got a bunch of first rounders on their roster. They go to a Super Bowl. I don't think it's not correlated. So how do you get back into that when suddenly you don't have those Russell Wilson trade pieces and you don't have, you know what I mean? Like they kind of racked up good draft capital for a while. So how do they keep this window moving with, for instance, in this class, looking at 32 overall as their best capital and 4 picks total?
Yeah, it's a great question, right? I mean, like this is a team building question for every organization every single year. Is I think making sure that you sort of, you don't sip your own Kool-Aid, if you will, and you don't look at your team through rose-colored glasses, that you're able to assess your roster truly for what it is. I think that's probably the first step to answering that question is you've got to be able to look at it and say, what's our goal here? Are we trying to win football games or are we trying to win a Super Bowl? Because I think that there are a lot of teams out there that want to win games. I think there are a lot of owners out there that just want to win games. They want to sell tickets. They want to sell jerseys. They want to be talked about. When it comes to truly building the best team in the NFL to win a Super Bowl, I think that equation, that conversation is different. So I think that's why you get to where Seattle was, where Seattle wasn't a terrible team, but they understood that they weren't a Super Bowl team, and they made aggressive moves to change that. And I think that the moves that they've made allowed them to be the best team in the NFL last year and time it right to win a Lombardi trophy. And I think that everybody would tell you that if you win one in a winning window, it's all worth it. Now it's about, okay, how long can this be sustained? Can they sort of retool and get back to it? And for me, that really just comes down to nailing the draft picks. Like you've got to have a really great scouting staff. You've got to have a really great general manager who is able to identify talent at number 32 instead of talent at number 7. And I think that that's how the best GMs in the NFL stick around is you've got to be able to do stuff like that. And because you're not always going to your point, you're not going to have an opportunity where, hey, we're going to trade this player and all of a sudden we've got a crap ton of extra salary cap or a bunch of different draft picks that we didn't plan on having that allows us to really rebuild the team. You've got to do more with less. And I think that's part of the equation of knowing what a realistic team building timeline is for you, where you go, okay, we're going to make this big move. We're going to trade this player. We're going to get some extra capital via the salary cap and the draft picks. We're going to take advantage of that. They won their Super Bowl off of that. And now it's about how well can you sustain that by drafting as good as possible and really be able to nail it, not just in the first round, but rounds 2 and 3 as well. You've got to make sure that you're nailing these picks too.
Good stuff, as always, with Pro Football Focus's lead draft analyst, Trevor Sikkema. Thanks, Trevor.
Thanks, Trevor.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Have a good one. Let's get to 4 Down territory.
This is 4 Down territory, going inside the game. What former Seahawks and Coug wide receiver Michael Bumpus.
First down, why is it so important that the Seahawks sign JSN?
He's the best. As G. Scott would say, he's the best in the world. G. Scott, man.
Called it.
He really hit on that one.
Mm-hmm.
I think he was just doing it because I was his dog. But he really hit on it. No, it just it locks down a threat, and that's what you need as an offense. Obviously, you still need to figure out your running back situation and work some things out. But JSN being out there makes defenses have to be on point. You have to find where 11 is. You give Sam Darnold a guy he can close his eyes and just toss the ball up to. There's nothing like having that. So, yes, he is the highest paid receiver in the game right now. I think Puka's probably going to pass him up here shortly. But this is something that needed to get done. I'm glad we got it done. JSN, 120 guaranteed, though. Woo! Good for you, JSN. Well-deserved. It just means that you don't have to imagine if JSN, does his thing, and then Horton develops, and you have Shaheed. You got Cooper Kupp coming back. I'm liking this receiving core right now.
Can I just say, this is why, look, Trevor Sikkema is an incredibly well-resourced, smart guy. But I'm excited during a longer show tomorrow for us to revisit that interview, because I think that so many people are assuming that there's just going to be regression with Seattle without recognizing the areas, like you said, where you could actually have steps forward.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't there be a world where Rashid Shaheed is better incorporated into the offense as a deep threat? Why can't there be a world where Horton is your, number 3 receiver and triples his production? To just assume that won't happen. I get being like, oh, I got to see it, but to assume it won't happen is bold.
It is.
Second down. What does the signing of Jake Bobo mean?
So I'm in a text thread with the broadcast team with Paul Moyer, Big Ray, B. Wall, Nasser Chobe, and myself. And it just means that you have stability. Jake Bobo is not a player who is going to change the game, that teams are going to game plan for. That when 19 is out there, they go, oh, number 19's out here. No. But he is just solid. He's a guy who's going to run the right route. He's going to be where he's supposed to be. He's going to contribute on special teams. He's one of the glue guys. So I mentioned Chas Surratt, who got signed as a glue guy. Drake Thomas, I guess he's kind of a glue guy, but he's a starter. But no, Jake Bobo just brings stability to the position, man. I mentioned the 4 receivers that we expect to get production out of, and he's going to fit right in. So I'm happy for Jake Bobo, man. He's a guy who probably ain't supposed to be here, you know what I mean? Like a bubble guy. Every single year he's fighting for his position, and we've spoken to him, and he knows that. Like he's fighting for a roster spot every year. So the fact that they signed him just means that they trust that he's going to be where he's supposed to be, do what he's supposed to do, and it can be relied upon. He did make several big plays this year.
Third down. Who are you waiting to see signed?
Bobby Wagner is still not signed. And when it comes to the all-time tackles list, he is 5th on the list with 1,150. He's behind Ray Lewis, who has the most with 1,568. Levante David is still in the league. He's in front of him with 1,172. Who's going to sign Bobby? Do you think he goes back to the Commanders?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I mean, you might as well, or maybe, yeah, why not? You've got some records to chase. You already know the personnel, the staff, the coach, the defense. I would.
Yeah, I think the Commanders should sign him, but what's taking so long? It's going to be on a 1-year deal. For now, here on out, it's going to be 1 year, $10 million or something like that. But I'm waiting to see Bobby Wagner, man, because I want him to get this record, man. I think he deserves it. He's one of the best people that I've met. Solid human being. Doesn't get in trouble. Works hard. Everywhere he goes, teams love him. So I'm waiting for Bobby Wagner, man. Somebody sign Wags, and let's get this thing done.
One of my favorite stories that I've heard about Bobby Wagner, this was when he was still, he might have been still on his rookie deal. This was a while ago. But there was a reporter who was covering the Seahawks, and he was at a tailgate or something. And of all people, Bobby Wagner was there, but all of a sudden he just has this guy running up to him and coming up behind him ah! And then he turns around, it's Bobby Wagner.
Really?
Who recognized him and came up to give him a hard time. Good guy, Bobby Wagner. Fourth down. Anything stand out from our conversation with Trevor Sikkema?
Yeah. You know what stood out?
What?
You were hot, low-key.
I was not.
You were hot, low-key.
I was polite. We had a guest in our home. I was being polite, but I was getting a little...
What you talking about?
I was pressing, I'll say. I felt like and again, I'm coming from an angle...
You're just kind of talking in circles, yeah.
Yeah, I'm coming from an angle as well, right? I'm not a national reporter. I cover this team. It's the team I know best. Sure, I'm going to be biased, but I don't know. I just wanted to press Trevor a little bit on he was so confident in the Rams. So confident in the Rams. And then surprisingly not confident in Seattle. So when I heard I think we'll know if they're a contender in week 15, I was like, come on, Trev. You don't want to call it before that?
That's an easy take.
Yeah.
Week 15. I can tell you contenders week 15.
And we've had Trevor on before, who's wonderful. He's a wonderful analyst. He's so smart. He knows everything there is to know about the draft. So I also felt comfortable pushing back a little bit. Trevor's a good dude. So I was getting a little testy. Maybe.
I liked it.
Was it rude? Was I being rude?
No, it was rude. No.
Okay, right? Okay, someone did say I was being a little rude.
Nah, you weren't being rude. You were just really?
We know Trevor. Not personally, but oh God, what if Trevor never comes back on again?
He's coming back.
Curtis, text Trevor and say, hey, I'm so sorry about Stacy.
Not between me and Trevor.
Stop! Yeah.
between me and him.
Okay, did it come off like I was being hostile?
Are you about to ask, is he mad at me?
Yes. Should I text him and say, thanks so much for coming on?
Like I said, this is between you and him.
Oh, no. What do listeners think? Did it sound like I was mean?
No, you weren't mean. You were just like...
You were pressing him.
Yeah.
I was pressing him.
Yeah. You weren't mean.
Yeah, that's my job.
It's just the game we play in Sports Talk Radio.
My job's to poke buttons and ask questions. I do it to Bump all day long.
You definitely felt some kind of way, though.
I was getting a little testy because I
I'll say it made for a great interview.
I thought so.
Yeah.
And Trevor was standing on business. He felt the way he felt. He wasn't backing down to be polite.
Well, let me tell you something. You doing that, you became the voice of so many people that were listening who would not have the opportunity to say as much to Trevor. So, tip of the cap to you,
I
Stacey.
got why Trevor was saying what he was saying. I just wanted him to... I felt like Trevor thought that the JSN signing was a mistake. I think that he didn't have nearly as much faith in Seattle as he did in the Rams, and I was trying to get him to get at that.
Yeah.
That's what I felt in his answers, and I was like,
good.
just
it
say
was good stuff.
Yeah. You're listening to Bump and Stacy on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app. I'm going to text Trevor to make sure he's not mad at me. Coming up next, we finally found it, the worst sports take ever.
The sounds of spring have already begun.
Mariners spring training, best week of our year.
But if you listen close enough, you can still hear echoes of last fall.
And the Mariners are going to play for the American League Championship.
These guys raise the bar.
This isn't a fun, cute story anymore. This is who we want to be.
You guys ready?
Thursday night, the Mariners host the Guardians on opening day at T-Mobile Park. Hear every pitch wherever you are on the Seattle Sports app.
The stock market was on fire in 2025 due to AI and tech stocks. Now is the time to set a strategy for 2026. It's a good opportunity to lock in those gains and invest into a stable platform. With $8 trillion in cash sitting on the sidelines, investors are either scared or unsure where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Rurecka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares the profits with our investors. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital. Invest into our Northwest Fund, which is currently delivering 9% on a fixed rate term. It's our flagship fund for 19 years with zero investor losses. And yes, we do accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at legacyg.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at legacyg.com.
Hear that? Sounds like simple. Valvoline Instant Oil Change simple. No appointments. About 15 minutes to change your oil. Then out the door and back to life.
Yeah, honey, on my way.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Expert service doesn't need to be overcomplicated.
What in the world is going on?
You didn't hear? You can get iPhone 16e at Cricket Wireless for $0 when you switch.
iPhone 16e for $0.
No way. Yeah, and it has Apple Intelligence so you can clean up your photos.
Clean up your photos. Okay, but what's the hurry? The offer ends soon.
What they said.
Switch to Cricket and get iPhone 16e for $0 with no activation fee. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Requires new line and port in on the $60 Supreme Unlimited plan. First month service charge and tax to its sale. Terms and restrictions apply. See store for details.
Not sure how to tackle your taxes? Are you sweating the small print? You may be experiencing FOMO, the fear of messing up. The answer? Using TurboTax on Intuit Credit Karma. They help you get your biggest refund, and then we help you do more with it, with a personalized plan designed to help you hit your money goals. It's time to take your taxes to the max. Start filing today in the Credit Karma app.
Think about this. In 2006, $20,000 equaled roughly 33 ounces of gold at the spot price. At today's prices, those 33 ounces would be worth over $150,000. Smart Americans diversify a portion of their savings into precious metals. That's why I buy gold from Birch Gold Group. It's a crucial part of my balanced strategy. Gives me peace of mind given all the events that could impact the U.S. economy. See if holding gold in a tax-sheltered retirement account is right for you too. Birch Gold can help you convert an existing IRA or 401k into an IRA in gold. Just text my name, Dan, to the number 989898 to receive your free info kit on gold. There's no obligation, just useful information. With an A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau and tens of thousands of happy customers, let Birch Gold help you diversify with gold. Now that's peace of mind. Text Dan to 989898. Again, text my name, Dan, to the number 989898 today. Message and data rates apply.
Home of your Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks.
They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
Seattle Sports.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Couponing. Wow, you didn't strike me as the coupon type.
Just trying to stay ahead of inflation. Gas, groceries, everything. It's all more expensive. I need to save wherever I can.
Have you tried Upside yet?
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that I use that pays cash back for every gallon of gas I buy. You've got to buy gas to get around anyway. Might as well get paid for it.
Come on, does that really add up to anything?
I've already made around $200. The extra cash helped pay down my bills, and I even had a little extra left to treat myself.
And the Upside app is free?
Totally free, and the cash back is real. You can transfer the cash right to your bank account.
I'm downloading Upside right now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code ENJOY to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter. This is The Timeline
with Bump and Stacy.
Brought to you by 1-800-DUI-AWAY.
You know what Curtis tells me when I tell him, oh my God, was I actually being rude? He goes, I mean, it'll blow over.
Yeah.
What'll blow over? That made me feel worse. And the thing is, Trevor isn't following me on Twitter, so now I can't reach out to him.
He follows me.
Wow. Stop. Does he really?
No, I don't know.
Matt said, well, he's not anymore. Everyone needs to reach out to Trevor Sikkema and tell him Stacy said she's really sorry.
Or maybe you reach out to him.
I can't, Curtis. He doesn't follow me. I can't DM him.
I have his phone number. How else do you think we got him on the show?
I should say sorry. Right?
I mean, it's your call.
I'm going to thank him. I'm going to say thank you so much for coming on the show today. Loved our conversation. I'm going to say that. Let's get to things that matter. I'm sorry. I'm bringing my neuroticism on air. Is this the worst sports take ever? I think we found it. Now, it's one thing to have a take that I didn't like Dominique Foxworth saying that the Vikings would be right up there with the Rams with being like a Super Bowl favorite because of Kyler Murray. I didn't love the take, but not the worst take ever. I've had bad take. I was like, okay, this might actually be the worst take ever. I think we finally found it. So this is from a writer covering OKC, Clemente Almanza. He wrote that Seattle fans owe Thunder fans an apology now that they're on the verge of getting an NBA team back. Now, you're probably wondering, why? Why do we owe OKC fans an apology? And that's a fair question. He says, for 18 years, Thunder fans have dealt with Sonics fans' bitter behavior. When an inconvenience happens to OKC, Seattleites are the first to celebrate with online parties. No one invites me to the online parties. Angered over a dramatic divorce, the group of people is directing their emotions at the wrong group. Okay. So you want Seattle fans to apologize for being angry? No.
They should be angry. It's they're right to be angry.
Yes. Also, he's like, they're mad at the wrong group. Be mad at Howard Schultz. No. Let people be mad at who they want to. If Memphis were to get relocated to Seattle and then former Memphis fans were then like, I hate Seattle fans. I hate this team. I root against them. That's just none of my business. I just have to choose to ignore it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, listen. It has nothing to do with you. You just have to take it. It is what it is, right? The team was throwing OKC's over there balling. Got SGA, probably going to win the MVP this year. Your future is set up for the next 5 or 6 years. Yeah, they're going to be better. Let them feel what they feel. It's okay. Just take it. It's fine.
It's such a bad take by some, like, you need to sometimes sit with the discomfort of someone being mad at you when you don't think it's deserved.
It happened to me this weekend. I'm not going to tell you exactly what happened,
right.
but I had to take it on the chin.
And you told me what happened. It was objectively hilarious. Like, I was close to having tears in my eyes laughing.
I had to take it on the chin.
But sometimes, you know what? The other day, I'll say the one that I told you. I was driving and I didn't wait long enough at an intersection and I totally cut off an older woman that was trying to cross the street. What am I going to do? First of all, respect your elders at all times. But secondly, I was like, I just have to be like, I'm sorry. And she's mad and I just have to let her be mad. And I'm sorry. There's nothing back I can say to this. I just have to sit with this. That's what Clemente needs to do. You just need to accept that there are Sonics fans that are going to root against OKC. I'm one of them that are going to root against OKC. And just that can't be any of your business.
Yeah.
You just want a final. Like, why don't you just focus on that? You know what I mean? Like, you can't demand an apology from people who are upset at the league and upset at the team. You just have to ignore it. Sorry. That's one of the things that comes along with getting an expansion team, especially one where you need to look up the history of how it was actually taken from Seattle, because it's not as simple as fans didn't go, so the team left, which a lot of OKC fans also don't understand the full history of it.
I also think that, I mean, you mentioned this before the show. This is a younger individual as well.
Oh, he's like 25 years old.
You know what I mean? So his perspective on things are a bit different.
Well, speaking of the NBA, is Kraken ownership gearing up to make a run at an NBA franchise? Next story. It would appear so. The Kraken have acquired a majority stake in Climate Pledge Arena ahead of this week's NBA expansion vote. We all kind of assumed that this same ownership group would be making a run for this, right? That's like the entire point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So not new news, but certainly a new update in this story. Yeah. Let's go to college hoops here. We've heard a few mid-major coaches talk about power programs ducking them. Now we've heard from a power program head coach on why that might be. I'm very interested in this angle. So this is Purdue head coach Matt Painter. He weighed in over the weekend about why schools may have skipped over scheduling Miami of Ohio.
If you're going to play 11 non-conference games next year, it's going to go to 12. And so we play 6 high major games and we play 5 mid-major teams. So when they say they don't play mid-majors, like, we played 5 mid-majors this year. But if he was in our position, he'd do the same thing we're doing. Like, I didn't set the net rankings. The net rankings set themselves. But I'm going to go by it. Like, I'm going to figure it out. The coaches that don't look at the net rankings and get things figured out how to schedule are bozos. They're absolute bozos. You are going to do what is best for your institution so you can get in the tournament and help your seed. So we're the only program in the country that's been a top 4 seed, 9 years in a row. And so we played Akron, right? We played Kent State. We played Oakland. So, we've played mid-majors, but everybody plays mid-majors. Every high major plays mid-majors. They're just saying they're not playing them. And it's really a backhanded compliment that they're not playing it. But we've proved ourselves. Like the guy at Miami of Ohio says, nobody will play us. Well, Akron's been the best team in the league. Kent State's been the best team in the league. We played them. Year before that, Toledo's been a damn good team in that league and almost won it this year. We played them.
That was a little bit of Matt Painter saying, don't be mad at me. But what did you guys make of his explanation?
Ain't nobody talking about you. Ain't nobody talking about you. You took it all personal. Well, we play. Then they're not talking about you. All right? Step out of this conversation, bro. Why'd you even insert yourself? They're not talking about you. I need to say something, though.
Yes.
Someone got at me on X, and it's so funny.
What?
All right, I'm not going to say her name. She goes, at Michael Bumpus, hey, Zags do not break our hearts every year, but how about that WSU group? How many times have they broken your heart, both in football and basketball? I love you, but tired of the Zags comments. Go Cougs. Hey, I keep it 100 about my Cougs, man. And Zags do break your heart, Sharon. Every year they break your heart.
Sharon
and
alone.
you know it, Sharon. You know it. I love you too. Thank you for listening.
I'm not going to say her name.
Don't be clapping back at me. Don't be clapping at me like that, Sharon.
Curtis, anything on Painter's comments?
Sharon got at me.
I do think his point about it kind of being a compliment that teams don't want to play Miami of Ohio and other good mid-major schools. That's a fair point. Like,
sure,
you don't want to take a loss in those situations because you're going to have to pay those schools to come to your arena.
But it's only relevant if the committee takes it into account when they're doing rankings. Otherwise, it's just kind of like, well, that does nothing for us because now we don't have those games.
Yeah, there's less to gain for a high major program than there is for a mid-major program in those settings. But would we like to see it more often? Sure, especially for these schools that are just trying to impress the committee.
You guys are missing the whole point. Sharon, the Zags hurt you every year. You know this, Sharon.
Hopefully Sharon doesn't leave.
I love you, Sharon.
Sharon, please don't go. Please keep listening. Get your questions in for What I Need to Know. 866-979-3776. That's next.
Sure, it snowed like less than 2 weeks ago, but you could eat peanuts, Cracker Jacks, even fish and chips out of a souvenir ferry boat in any weather. Thursdays, it's opening day for the Mariners.
Here at T-Mobile Park.
We're live from Soto all day with Bump and Stacy starting at 10. Then it's Wyman and Bob live from Hatback Bar and Grill starting at 2. Ahead of the Mariners and Guardians at 7:10. Listen wherever you are on the Seattle Sports app.
What's up, it's Bump, and when I see daylight savings time on the calendar, I think of one thing. It is finally golf season, and if you're like me, more daylight means more time on the links. I know a lot of you listening are counting down the work week until your tee time this weekend. So am I. I have a course for you to try. It's Loomis Trails. It's in Blaine. It's a hidden gem ranked top 15 in the state by Golf Digest. It's challenging. It's fun. It is worth the trip. While you're there, make a weekend out of it. Instead, Silver Reef Casino Resort. Unwind in a deluxe room. Grab a bite in one of their many restaurants. I prefer the steakhouse and the cantina. There's wall-to-wall sports so you can watch every single basketball game in March and have a lot of fun doing it. And while you're there, you just special someone a spa package. It is awesome. I loved it. Silver Reef Casino Resort. Head north on I-5 exit 260. I love it there. You're missing out if you've never been. If you have been, make sure you get there this weekend and catch some of these games. Book your stay at silverreefcasino.com. That's silverreefcasino.com.
Aetna has been my lifesaver. Easy to understand, and if not, customer service is always there to help.
Those words from a real Aetna Medicare Advantage member speak to why U.S. News & World Report named us a best Medicare Advantage company. Because we show up with care management that ensures doctors work together on complicated conditions. We show up with the latest in online tools to make healthcare easier to use anytime. We show up for you, because that's how healthier happens together. Member feedback has been edited for length and clarity.
We've all been there, sleepless nights, wondering if your business's security service is really protecting what matters. At Bay Alarm, we can put your security insecurities to bed. Our advanced technology and personalized support ensure you can rest easy knowing we're here for you. BayAlarm.com.
Your new home for Tesla, EV, and hybrid maintenance is A&M Auto Repair in Bellevue with dealer-level diagnostics, electrical, mechanical, and suspension repairs. Find A&M Auto Repair in Bellevue online at myevpros.com or 425-96 EV Fix.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Couponing. Wow, you didn't strike me as the coupon type.
Just trying to stay ahead of inflation. Gas, groceries, everything. It's all more expensive. I need to save wherever I can.
Have you tried Upside yet?
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that I use that pays cash back for every gallon of gas I buy. You've got to buy gas to get around anyway. Might as well get paid for it.
Come on, does that really add up to anything?
I've already made around $200. The extra cash helped pay down my bills, and I even had a little extra left to treat myself.
And the Upside app is free?
Totally free, and the cash back is real. You can transfer the cash right to your bank account.
I'm downloading Upside right now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code ENJOY to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Home is more than a place to live. It's where the best of life unfolds, where possibility sparks, where community grows, where lives take shape. At the Master Builders Association of King and Snohomish Counties, that belief drives the work our builders, remodelers, and tradespeople do every day. Because when we build more homes, we're building so much more than housing. We're making room for what matters most. Learn more at roomforwhatmatters.com.
Home of your Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks.
They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
Seattle Sports.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So, then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it.
Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of essentials. Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Coming up in about 15 minutes, the Mariners take it on the Padres in the Cactus League finale. That comes up at 11:54:15.
No, that's when we end. The Mariners start at noon.
I hate a hard out. The Mariners start at noon. That I've got this.
No, you don't.
You need to have more confidence.
Are we going
No, I
to
don't.
spend the next 8 minutes talking about the
Get your
time
questions
you have
in
to
for
hit?
what I need to know. 866-979-3776. What I need to know. When do you anticipate MLB or the Mariners announcing I'll be able to watch them on television? Will it be the 27th? I sure hope not.
Ryan Divish wrote that he is hearing it should be within a day or two of opening day.
And I know that that's deeply frustrating. But the assurance that people have been given, correct me if I'm wrong, the assurance they've been given is if you are watching Root with whatever cable subscriber you have, you'll be able to do the same this year. But the not assurance that they've been given is that it'll be in the same tier, right?
Right.
Sure.
Okay. I don't know. I got MLB TV.
If you're having doubts, I suggest probably ponying up for MLB TV.
Yeah, which is what I did. What I need to know, in honor of Sharon, what team will break your heart as fans more than the Zags or Cowboys?
What team will break my heart?
Like, what team do you think breaks fans' hearts more than almost anyone else?
Probably like Arizona, honestly, because they're good.
Yeah, but we've got a
year.
championship.
Like
Gonzaga's never had one.
97, though. You don't get your heart because you guys are good every year, though.
Right, and I do get my heart broken, but
Answer, Vikings.
yeah, they've had some pretty hard breaks.
Never won a Super Bowl.
Cardinals too, right?
Yes, and the Vikings, but the difference is the Vikings have been competitive way more often than the Cardinals have. The Vikings are one of, I think, we did this during Vikings, so I don't remember the exact stat. But I think the Vikings are one of 4 teams, with the other 3 all having won Super Bowls, to have appeared in a conference championship game in every decade of its existence.
Okay.
And they've never won a Super Bowl.
It's tough.
So I think the other one was like the Steelers, probably Patriots. Well, maybe not. But yeah, every decade of its existence has been close enough and has
Well, I
never
would
done
say
it.
also in the NFL, the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
Historically have been maybe the biggest heartbreakers.
Yeah.
Losing 4 in a row, and then this era of the Bills getting so close every single year.
From Joe in Bellevue, what I need to know, will any analyst question the Rams' ability to win a Super Bowl with a highly paid receiver and cornerback?
If they don't win it, yeah. Yeah, it's coming up. Yeah.
I think the
Yeah,
Rams...
this year it happened.
Yeah, I think that the Rams, having been to 2 Super Bowls with Sean McVay and won one, also has gotten that monkey off the back where people are like, that kind of faith in them. Like, with the 49ers, they've had horrible health injury, but also Kyle Shanahan hasn't won a Super Bowl. So there's a little bit of like a, is it really going to happen? The Rams don't have that because they've won one.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. The Mariners, I thought, but no. Because there have been Mariners seasons where you knew it was bad.
They've only gotten close one time.
I'm thinking more of teams, like I'm thinking heartbreak, right? Like teams that have routinely been that competitive and it's never gotten it done. Like I've watched one ALCS Game 7 in my life. That's objectively less painful than watching 5 and never making it.
The Wizards.
Yeah, they've got a title.
When did they win?
They won the year before the Sonics did, so 78.
What I need to know. How far behind you does someone need to be to not consider holding the door for them? Great question.
If I don't make eye contact with you, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
So maybe like 30 feet.
Yeah, 30 to 50 feet.
Yeah.
100 feet. Sorry.
You're on your own.
This door's got your name on it.
I consider it like if you are beyond another door. So like in my building, right? There's an elevator and then there are double doors to get into the lobby. Now, once you're in the lobby, it's a few steps to the elevator, but you're behind double door. I'm not going to hold the elevator for you to get through those 2 doors.
You know what I do? I just stand to the side so I don't see them.
Oh, yeah. I immediately look at my phone and then
it.
pretend frantically trying to shut it. Look, it's a quick elevator. 866-979-3776. What I need to know, it may sting a little right now, but to commit that kind of money to a receiver, but will the JSN deal look like a bargain in a couple years?
Yeah, because there will be a receiver getting paid $50 million a year, and you signed him, guaranteed money. Yeah.
Yeah, if he gives you $1,500 next year, which would be unbelievable, but like
I'll take 13.
Yes, then yeah. And if you get to and win a Super Bowl, nothing matters. It's kind of one of those things where it's like, who cares?
Mm-hmm.
What is money?
What is money?
What is money?
It ain't
None
my
of it
money.
means anything. Yes. I think with time, this always looks insane. Look at Amon-Ra St. Brown's deal now.
Mm-hmm.
That's a bargain. 866-979-3776. Bump. I can't believe this question. After the All-Star break, the Lakers have been on a roll. How are you feeling about them right about now?
Still feel like they're a second-round exit. But Luka should be MVP talks.
Mm-hmm.
Looking good. Feeling good, man. Haters gonna hate. Let's go.
What I need to know, salsa on eggs, good or gross?
Salsa?
Salsa.
Good.
Yeah, it's bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not really like an offensive kind of, when people are like ketchup on steak or ketchup on mac and cheese, I think is a little more polarizing.
I used to do that as a kid.
Exactly.
Yeah,
As a child.
As a child.
If I was on a date with a guy and we ordered mac and cheese and he was like, and your finest bottle of ketchup, please, and then like all over the mac, I'm judging just a little bit. 866-979-3776. What I need to know. Let's see. Just people saying depressing names. Could we witness a good omen, in the Cactus League finale that would give you unreasonable confidence the Mariners will win a World Series?
No.
No?
No. Absolutely nothing.
No.
No.
No, but could vibes be changed? Sure. Could if Cal and Julio and Randy and Josh all hit a home run randomly. Yeah, I'm probably
what I say about spring
irresponsibly
training?
going off those vibes.
It doesn't matter.
Okay, well, it matters today. Coming up next, the Mariners take on the Padres in the Cactus League finale. Listen live right here on Seattle Sports.
The sounds of spring have already begun.
Mariners spring training, best week of our year.
But if you listen close enough, you can still hear echoes of last fall.
And the Mariners are going to play for the American League Championship.
These guys raise the bar.
This isn't a fun, cute story anymore. This is who we want to be.
You guys ready?
Thursday night, the Mariners host the Guardians on opening day at T-Mobile Park. Hear every pitch wherever you are on the Seattle Sports app.
Hey, Brock Hewitt here for my friends at People Come First, or PCF Construction Group. Spring and summer, it's right around the corner. So if you haven't called PCF about getting started on your new deck, well, right now is the time. With a patio cover, heater, and fireplace from PCF, you can enjoy your outdoor deck or patio all year long. And right now, you can get up to $6,000 off your entire project, plus no payments and no interest until 2027. Save an additional $1,500 when you bundle your deck and patio cover. Some restrictions do apply, but do what we did. Contact PCF for all the details and start planning and designing your dream deck now so you're ready to build by the spring. Planning and permits, they can take a little time, so please don't wait. Get started today. Get project ideas, browse photos, and find all the offer details at PCFgroup.com. That's PCFgroup.com.
Making your outdoor space with People Come First.
Olympic Hot Tub has terrific ways to achieve total wellness at home. Saltwater hot tubs, swim spas, saunas, and cold plunges, all waiting for you. See our current specials with exciting savings at olympichottub.com. Better you, better life.
Now through March 31st, Lake Washington Windows and Doors is paying your sales tax, plus offering easy zero down, zero payments, and zero interest for 12 months. Visit lakewashingtonwindows.com today and save the sales tax. For over 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has been the one locals trust for honest pricing, expert service, and guaranteed repairs. This dedication has earned them a Carfax Preferred designation. At Bucky's, every customer gets detailed Carfax updates, timely service reminders, and a full service history, all at your fingertips. With 16 family-owned locations, no appointment needed, and easy financing, Bucky's makes auto care simple. Visit Bucky's.com today and drive with confidence. Bucky's.com.
High five! Up top! Dave's company just got the 5-year price lock guarantee from Comcast Business. Yeah! It's 5 years of gig speed internet, advanced security, and a great rate that won't change. All from the company with 99.9% network reliability. Heck yeah! He hasn't given this many high fives since Deborah brought in her famous banana bread. Yes! The Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee. Powering 5 years of savings, powering possibilities.
And it's hurting, but I am not stopping. Woo!
For a limited time, now through March 29th, switch to Comcast Business to lock in your rate for 5 years and get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Or ask how to get started with 150 megabit internet and Security Edge for $59.99 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. Don't wait. Call today. Restrictions apply. New customers only. 1-year contract required for guaranteed rate. Paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account required. 5-year pricing applies to monthly service charge excluding taxes and fees.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-8157. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-8157. That's 800-575-8157.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Wesley is a truck driver.
I drive a truck, and I love what I do.
A truck driver with IRS troubles.
They told me I owed them $43,000.
It got really bad.
Quite a few letters in the mail. They were talking about wage garnishment, coming after my house, my car. Yeah, they don't play around. I seriously thought that I was going to lose everything.
One sleepless night, Wesley finally made a call to Optima Tax Relief at 2 a.m.
Kind of figured I'd get a machine, but I didn't. I actually got to talk to an actual person in the middle of the night.
He found just what he was looking for.
Oh, they were great people. You need a team of people that know what they're doing. Optima Tax, they know what they're doing.
Optima Tax Relief came through with flying colors.
I saved an incredible amount of money. Happy don't even come close. I was absolutely overjoyed.
Take Wesley's advice.
If you're in any kind of trouble with the IRS, call Optima Tax Relief. Don't trust anybody else.
Call Optima for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.